All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, wherever you are watching this from. This is Franklin Ezenwa here, and I'm really very happy and excited about today's guest that I have with me today, Deepika Choudhary. Deepika is a lawyer based in the GTA, and she focuses more in the area of real estate, corporates, and immigration law, as well as wills and estates as well. So she's been in Canada for quite some time now, and I just want to say a very big thank you to you, Deepika, for joining and for being a part of this. Thank you so much, and I'm really very excited about this interview. So thank you, Deepika, for. Yeah, awesome. So how about we just dive right in? I know you've been in the law space for some time. How about you just share with us your story, especially your immigration story to Canada, and how you got started in here.
So I was born and brought up in India.
Oh, nice.
I did my 5-year law school, like BA LLB. And then I always wanted to go study abroad for the higher studies.
Nice.
And I was just looking for countries, and then I came across Canada. So, but Canada is a cosmopolitan country. Plus, they recognize common law. I'd have to go to the law school again. And being an immigrant, I think it's a more safe country, and it's more easier to become a permanent resident over here if we compare with US. So I said, why not Canada? I came to Canada in December 2019.
Oh, nice.
I enrolled in paralegal program.
Oh, okay.
So it was a 1-year program. Why I chose paralegal? Because during paralegal program, I had an opportunity to do internship for 6 months to get some foreign experience. So I was in Toronto in Centennial College for 1 year.
Oh, nice.
And during my time, permanent residency was more difficult as compared to now. There was not many options. So after 1 year, I was eligible for only 1 year work permit. Which is very difficult to become a permanent resident with 1 year only.
Right.
I had no family over here, so I completed my 1 year paralegal program, and then I moved to Saskatchewan.
Oh, yeah?
So in Saskatchewan, I did a 8 months program in University of Regina. So by the time I completed my studies, I was able to get a job as a legal assistant
in
Saskatchewan, and I was eligible to apply for my immigration. So there are some provinces which helps, where it's more easy to become a permanent resident. So I worked as a corporate legal assistant at a law firm, Olive Wallace in Ken & Waller. It's one of the top law firm of Saskatchewan.
Yeah.
And applied my permanent residency from there. So while I was studying and doing work, I was clearing my exams.
Wow.
So every foreign graduate who wants to become a lawyer in Canada, they have to go through an NCA. NCA is a National Committee on Accreditation. You apply to the NCA with your transcripts from your back school, back home, and then they will give you certain exams. I think there are 5 mandatory exams, and rest it depends what you have studied in your home. I mean, in your country.
Right.
So they gave me exams, so I was just working and clear those exams.
Right.
So I became a permanent resident in 2018 January. It took a long time.
Yeah.
And now it's not that difficult. And then when I became a permanent resident, because Saskatchewan it was -50, so I came back. I got married. I came back to Toronto.
Nice.
Then I was eligible for for the bar exams.
Oh, okay.
So I gave my bar exams, and then I did my internship. It is a part of the process to become a lawyer that you have to clear NCA.
Okay.
Then you have to enroll in a province of your choice. And in that province, every province has different exams or internship requirements. They call it articling. So I did my articling in downtown Toronto. To learn litigation, I did in personal injury. And during my internship and articling, I'll say I cleared my bar exams. So I was called to bar in September 2019. So when I was called to bar, I realized that litigation is not my area. So I worked in a law firm for almost a year in King City, Ontario.
Yeah.
I currently working at Ferguson Deacon Taws in Innisfil. And I enjoy my work over here. It's been more than 1 year.
Nice.
And I think I will stay over here, and I work. My major part of my practice is real estate, like sale, purchase,
Yeah.
refinances,
Mm.
and Wilson Estate, which is my first love, like estate planning, powers of attorney, estate administration, and general corporate and immigration. So every day we learn. So far, this is my story. So it took me a while to become a permanent resident, but I think it's worth it. And it's one of the good countries if someone is planning to become a lawyer and looking for a country to settle in. I
Right.
think Canada is a better option as compared to US or any other countries.
Wow. Oh, well, that was just awesome. I was like, I had a lot of would like to follow up questions, and those are really very salient points. Thank you so much for sharing that part of your story. That's very inspiring.
Oh no.
Yeah. Well, that's really very good. I know you mentioned NCA, right?
Yes.
So that's kind of like the law body here in Canada that regulates.
Yes. It's the National Committee on Accreditation.
Okay.
So if you have studied in Nigeria or in any other country, you apply for an application online to NCA. You can apply even though you're not even in Canada, which I didn't know before.
Oh yeah.
So you can, before you're coming to Canada, you can apply to NCA. Then they will ask you to ask your school from your home country to send your transcripts directly to them.
Oh, okay.
Then they will evaluate like what you have studied and what are the Canadian studies requirement in legal field. And then they will give you certain exams.
Right.
You have to clear those exams, and once you clear those exams, then you pick your country, your province where you want to work, like either it's Ontario, Saskatchewan, Manitoba. In Ontario, they have bar exams.
Right.
So it's solicitor and barrister. Plus, you have to do internship for 10 months. I think in Saskatchewan, Manitoba, they don't have the bar exams. They just have 12 months internship. They call it articling. And some CPLATE courses, but not bar exam. There are a lot of people who don't want to give bar exams. They move to different provinces.
Oh yeah.
So once you become a lawyer in one jurisdiction, you're eligible for other provinces as well. You just have to go and swear an affidavit. Oh,
nice. So basically, not all provinces require that exam, like the exam you mentioned.
Yeah, bar exam. NC is for everybody. But bar exams are only, it depends on the jurisdiction to jurisdiction, if you're in which province you are.
Right. Wow, that's awesome. And Saskatchewan and Manitoba, there were two of those provinces that does not require.
I think it's Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Alberta, and BC. So NCA, once you clear NCA exams, you get a certificate of qualification, which means that your degree is equivalent to Canadian law degree.
Right.
So whatever a Canadian law graduate has to do, you will be doing the same.
Right.
So NCA is the first step, and you can give the NCA exams even in your home country. So I know a lot of people now, while they're waiting for their permanent residency from their home directly, they clear their NCA while they're at home. So once they are here, so they just have to enroll into the for the bar. Right. Articling and bar exams.
Right. Okay. Wow, that's really very interesting. Thanks for sharing. I'm sure I'll have the link to the NCA websites in the video description, so anyone who is interested will go check it out. Oh, that's awesome. And approximately how long would you say it took between the time when you submitted the applications to the NCA and when you say you started practicing?
It depends on like a person to person, right? For the during my time, I think it took me like 3 to 5 months.
Oh, really?
To get the evaluation of my degree, not for the exam.
Okay.
So once you apply for NCA, then they will give you certain like forms. Then you approach to your home country, and then it depends on their how fast they can send the documents to the NCA. Then they will evaluate, and then they will give you exams.
Right.
I know people who have cleared the exams at the one sitting. I know people I was given only 4 exams.
Yeah.
Sometimes, but now 5 is the mandatory, and sometimes you even get 7 or 10 exams.
Wow.
So it depends what you have studied. And those exams are not that difficult, to be honest. Yeah, and so once you clear those exams, you get a certificate of qualification. And I will highly recommend, if you're studying, like if you're a student, clear those exams while you're studying. So it's person to person how quickly you can clear those exams. I will say like within a year you can do all this.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Wow, that's really very good. Thanks for giving inspiration to someone who is listening right now and is looking to enter the law field. That's really very good. Awesome. So like, in the course of you trying to land your position, the first position in the law industry, what would you say are top 3 obstacles you faced? What are some of the obstacles? Just pick the top 3.
First, I was a foreign graduate. I didn't have no Canadian law degree. And it's reality. There are a lot of firms who will not hire you if you're not studied from here. During my time, there were not many law graduates, but now there are a lot of people and the firms are now hiring foreign graduates. But this is also harsh reality. With no Canadian experience in legal field, it's difficult to get a job, but it's not impossible. And language, though I have studied in English in India, but still like my accent and the way we write, the way we speak is entirely different. And initially, even though I'm still learning, but I try to be simple, small, and clear. And by the time you will get over it. And I think these are the 3 obstacles: foreign graduate, no Canadian experience, and sometimes the language as well. Because we do not know the native language. I'm not a native speaker, and English is my second language, not my first language.
Right. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's awesome. Really very good. So Canadian, I think that's usually one of the top obstacle, because in the course of getting on with this project, I also did like a survey, and a number of people who were involved in the survey, obviously, were all immigrants, and a number of them mentioned lack of Canadian experience. That's what they're having, like, issues. So I think, it's very relatable, I would say, very relatable. Right, awesome. Okay, so like, that's kind of like out of the way now. And just moving on, still on the obstacles that we mentioned. What would you say were some of the actions you took to help you with better managing and handling those obstacles? I know you mentioned lack of Canadian experience. You also mentioned the language barrier as well.
Yes.
So were there some actions you took to help you, to manage those?
So I chose a program where I knew I will get an opportunity to do field placement. Like I chose paralegal. So when I was studying, they give you 6 months internship. So that brought something on my resume. And when I got like 6 months experience on my resume, that helped me getting my legal assistant job. So I highly recommend, where even though you are not able to get a job right away, but keep applying. And until you get a good or you get any legal job, I will say like at least once a week, try to do a volunteer.
Volunteering.
Maybe like a legal aid clinic, maybe pro bono, get something on your resume. And then if you volunteer, I will not say like volunteer all the time, but like at least once a week, a legal aid pro bono clinic, and take as much as references you can take from your professors or employers. So what I did, like whenever I worked at a law firm, I always asked for the references. And network with the people. So they will not give you a job, like networking will not give you a job, but at least they will put you in a right direction.
Right.
There are people who gave me reference letters. I approached them through LinkedIn. That helped me and getting my some work experience on my resume. And year by year, I keep on building that. And now I got this job, though I haven't reached my goal yet. But still, I will recommend like start applying for the jobs day one. And even though you do not get it right away, do not just apply for volunteer, right? Once a week, that doesn't hurt anything. Maybe in your college, make good connections with your professors. They can put you in the right direction. And so that helped me. And even though like there are a lot of people on LinkedIn, which guides new Canadian foreign graduates. They can help in putting in connection with other people. Regarding language, that's my language, right? I cannot change my accent.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it is the way it is, but the more you speak, the more you read and read files over and again, it will eventually, it will help, or it helped me.
Yeah.
But if you have a good command on your area of law you're working, language is the secondary thing.
Nice.
At least have a good command on the area you're working or the law, so language will not be an obstacle for you.
Right. Well, I really like that. I really like that. So just know your stuff, and the language barrier shouldn't be too much of a hassle, I would imagine.
Yeah, I know, like there are people who told me that have a very heavy accent, the clients will not understand me, but do not listen to those people. Canada is like a multicultural country.
Yes.
Like there are people that speak different languages.
Exactly. Wow, that's awesome. Really very good. Really very good. And yeah, so like going back to the initial points, I know you mentioned paralegal. Can you just shed some more light on that? I'm not very familiar with that. What exactly is the paralegal?
So the paralegals are, I will say, like they're above than law clerks and below lawyers, so they can go to small courts.
Oh, okay.
So in their jurisdiction is small courts, and they can work in certain areas of law. So they're like in civil litigation, they can go any case which is less than $35,000 to $25,000.
Oh, okay.
They can go to they can go to a paralegal rather than to a lawyer, because paralegal charges less.
I see.
So, but they cannot practice in real estate, they cannot practice in immigration, but they have a lot of restriction. But like on day-to-day work, I think paralegal is a good option. Even though your motive will always to become a lawyer, paralegal is just a point of entry. And then people can go for LLM, like Masters in Law, which is also a very good option.
Oh yeah.
But if you're not able to afford, or you're not able to go in Masters of Law like LLM, go for paralegal, law clerk. At least you are doing something in your field. And by the time you clear your exams, your resume will have something, and for sure you will get a job.
Nice. Oh no, I think that's a very smart move for sure. It's just about getting the momentum and just getting started, right? Because everything counts to something.
Yes.
No matter how small it is. Wow, that's awesome. Really very good. That's really very good. So we touched on the obstacles and some of the things you did to bypass them. And I know we touched a little bit on the one top obstacle which most immigrants face, which is the lack of Canadian experience.
Yes.
I know you mentioned to me a number of things that you did. One of them mostly being volunteering, right? Because volunteering gets you in the field, right? You have good experience of the industry, and you get to also interact with people, and gathered reference and all of those. Was there something else you did in that in terms of you trying to overcome that obstacle of lack of Canadian experience?
What I did, like I applied for the jobs whenever there was any opening, but I also called the law firms.
Oh, okay.
And I tried to meet to the senior lawyers if they can guide me. And I always ask I always ask my friends or my professors to proofread my resume, my cover letter. Not every job will be online. Sometimes you have to just email the law firms or email the partners, tell them about their story, so they will put you in right direction. I think LinkedIn is a very good platform to connect with people. And there are some certain groups like on Facebook or LinkedIn for the people who are appearing for the exams, or the people like who are the students who are looking for a job. There's a big international legal community now.
Oh, okay.
They try to help each other.
Oh, nice.
I wish I have done more networking, but if now, like I was shy initially. I think whenever you come to a new country, you're like that.
Right.
But like more you build connection, at least they will put you in the right direction, and it will definitely help you.
No, that's a very good one. Networking. There's a very popular saying, it's not about who you know, but who knows you. I think that also like helps a lot, especially in terms of trying to land a position as an immigrant, I suppose. The networking, the people you know and the people who know you, they can definitely help you in that direction. Yeah. Oh, that's great. That's awesome. And now in terms of the the groups you mentioned, international group. Is there like a particular website, or is it just on Facebook or one of those social platforms?
I think there's on Facebook for NCA.
Oh yeah.
Same on LinkedIn. And if you're looking for a job, then there's a group on Facebook for law job exchange.
Oh yeah.
But that's once you clear your exams or looking for articling.
Right, right.
There's some online mentors as well. And even though in that NCA group, people share notes, they make study groups.
Nice.
And same for the bar exams. Bar exams are not easy.
Oh yeah.
So same for the bar exam. They share notes. They answer questions. They sit their study groups, and there's some videos everybody uploads.
Oh yeah.
And once you clear your study part,
right,
job, there's a law job exchange, and same on the LinkedIn. And once you become a lawyer, then you have separate like real estate lawyers group, estate lawyers group. There are different groups.
Right. That's awesome. All of those still on Facebook, right?
Facebook plus LinkedIn both.
Okay. Yeah, those are really very powerful resources for sure. Thanks for sharing.
Yes.
Thanks for sharing those. That's awesome. And so I just kind of recall you mentioned articling, right? Is that related to the bar exam in any way, or is that's kind of like something different entirely?
No, so it's a three-part process.
Okay.
First, you clear your NCA, you get a certificate of qualification.
Okay.
Now, suppose that you have chose Ontario as your province.
Okay.
To go to bar.
Okay.
Then they will give you, if I'm right, might not be aware of the current rules. So if they give you 3 years, and within that 3 years, you have to complete your articling, which is 10 months.
Oh.
And you have to clear your bar exams as well. So
wow. Within the 10 months?
Within 3 years. And I think there are certain attempts they give you for bar exam. It's not like unlimited. I think you get, there's a 3-year cycle. So you give exams in January. And I think March, June, November.
Okay.
If I'm right, they might have changed during the COVID.
Yeah. Okay.
And they are you only get 3 attempts. So so it's bar exams plus internship together makes you eligible for call to bar ceremony.
Okay.
So but first step is NCA, then choose your province and clear the exams and do the articling. Some people they apply for exemption, and in Ontario they give you exemption, but I don't think so that will work in your way, because
exemption for what?
Exemption for articling.
Okay.
So if you have, I didn't have any experience in India. I was just recent graduate. I came over here. But if you were a lawyer in your country for like maybe a year or more than 2 years, you can apply on that basis for an exemption. And then the Law Society of Ontario will decide if you are eligible for that. Maybe but sometimes that thing doesn't work. But if you haven't worked over here, and if you haven't done any internship or articling over here, it will be difficult to land a position as a lawyer, unless you want to go ahead and just open your law firm right away.
Oh, nice. That's interesting. That's really very interesting. Yeah, it's a very good thing that just like you mentioned, they actually make consideration for people who could be exempted.
Yes.
That's really very nice. That's very, very nice. So like articling is basically, is that the process of doing the internship, or is that like the process of becoming?
It's an internship, and you work under our lawyer.
I see.
And they will you get training. So when I highly recommend doing internship in the area of law, you like it. So at least you will get it's like an intern. So then you can learn the area, and that's the best opportunity to learn. Because you will not have any responsibility towards the clients. You were just learning. So grasp as much as knowledge and as much as hard work you can do during the articling. It's important. I have heard that finding an articling is really difficult.
Oh yeah?
Yes, I mean there are a lot of not even not foreign graduates, the Canadian graduates as well, as compared to the articling positions.
Yeah.
But with the right like strategy, you will land a position for sure.
Oh, okay. Now that's really very good. That's awesome. I'm always learning something new.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm learning every day.
Okay, I know everybody, right? Continuous learning. I think that's the way. Amazing. That's really very good. That's awesome. So like, we touched on the obstacles and the things you did to help you, maneuver with the obstacles. And so right now, knowing what you know right now, right? If you were to start things all over again, right?
Oh, wow.
If you had to start all over again, what are some things you think you're going to do differently so you can land like not your ideal job, maybe faster, or land something better if there's something better? I know you hinted a little bit on this, but I'd just like to learn some more or hear more of what you have to say to this question.
If I recall, I think one thing I wish I had knew it before. Or known it before.
Yeah.
Rather than coming to Toronto, I think I should have picked going directly to Saskatchewan.
Oh yeah.
Because immigration is far easier over there, or was easy over there. But now I don't know what is the immigration rules right now.
Right.
But during my time, if I have gone to Saskatchewan directly, then I would have become a lawyer more earlier, right? So I was eligible to go for internship in 2016.
Okay.
But because I was not a permanent resident and my work permit was just assigned to my job, I was not able to. So it's in 2018 when I wrote the bar exam, which I could have wrote in 2016 if I become a permanent resident more earlier.
Right.
So keep in mind, like if you're immigrating to Canada as a student or on work permit, choose a province where you can get permanent residency more quickly.
Yeah.
Plus, I did an paralegal over here, and because LLM was expensive, and I also missed the deadline. So if there are certain provinces I know, maybe Nova Scotia, Saskatchewan, where LLM is not that expensive.
Oh yeah.
Plus, you are eligible to apply for immigration for permanent residency as a student just after completing your education.
Right.
So these things helps and they save a lot of years.
Yeah.
So choose wisely.
Right.
Not just run to Toronto. But now just think about the immigration process or eligibility. You might qualify over here, but for me, I didn't have any work experience from India. So for me, I think staying in Toronto was more difficult. And I prefer to choose 2 years program rather than 1 year program if you have no experience.
Right.
So in Canada, if you get 1 year program and study, you are eligible for 1 year work permit.
Oh, okay.
If you go for 2 year work, 2 year studies like a school, then you get 3 year work permit.
Oh, okay. So
which give you more time.
Okay.
So see, I did 1 year in Toronto, then did again in Saskatchewan.
Yeah.
If I have done directly in Saskatchewan, where I would have been eligible to apply for PR right after my studies, then it would have saved 2 years for me actually. Choose wisely that thing. And other, I think it's just I told you that I was very shy. I didn't meet people. I didn't do any networking, and I didn't do any much volunteer work. I always wanted to work at a pro bono and legal field while a student. So those are the things. If I knew it before, I would have been more active.
Right.
Nobody told me that to go to different province, and I just came to Toronto. But now the things have changed. The immigration might be similar here in Toronto, in Saskatchewan, Toronto, or maybe Manitoba. But just do your homework before coming. I didn't know that you can clear NCA while you're in India, in your back home.
Wow. Thank you so much, Deepika, for sharing those. I'm sure a number of people are going to hear this and they would take advantage and they're not going to, find themselves in the same place. So thank you so much for sharing those. That's very much appreciated. Yeah. So in terms of community, I think we already touched a little bit on this, where you shared the help you got or the connection you got from people on Facebook and on LinkedIn, right? So apart from those communities, were there other kind of communities that you joined or that you know about that, would be very helpful for people migrating in the same field?
No, those are the only like groups I have joined.
Yeah.
Which help me. They will not help you getting a position, but they can help you putting in a right direction. So those are the only groups I have joined. Plus, I also did some volunteer work during at my college.
Oh, okay.
So get something on your resume, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the only community groups I have joined. That's
okay. Okay. Awesome. Yeah. Really very good. I think those are really very I would say very, very big on top ones I was for now, especially with the pandemic and whatnot, Facebook and LinkedIn. So awesome. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. All right. So just moving on. I know that the culture in Canada can be different most times than other countries, right?
Yes.
I know I have a lot of cultural difference that I experienced coming in here to Canada from like Nigeria, but for you coming in from India and in your practice as well in the law industry, right? So were there some culture differences that you experienced, especially in the workplace, that you would like to share with us?
You like in Canada, especially in GTA, like if you work in Toronto, you will not see much differences because I will not say like you will not feel alone, not much difference, because there are people from different countries.
Right.
But if you're working in suburbs, you will see that they are more like I would say Canadians rather than foreign people.
Yeah.
So the firms I have worked so far, I think I was the only foreign graduate or like an international person.
Wow.
But people are very welcoming over here, like in Canada. And like I never celebrated Thanksgiving. I never celebrated Christmas even, or like a family day.
Right.
But I was always a part and still a part of social committee.
Yeah.
At my at the firms, and that helps you in learning about their culture.
Yeah.
And whenever like we have any like Indian festival like Diwali and Holi, I try to wish everybody in the firm, even though I know nobody understand, but I tell them why do we celebrate, and they always try to learn. And, but like it's like it's not one way. You should, if you want them to be interested in your culture, you have to show interest in their culture.
Right.
So I always ask them question. I always participate whenever there is a Halloween or anything, and even if I never feel alone or maybe outcast. And that I can assure you in Canada that there's like people are always welcome, even though they are not from your culture, but they will like you will always become a part of it.
Right. Absolutely. I'll take on that. I know that in Canada, because it's multicultural, especially like places like Toronto, you see people from different parts of the world, and they're always very welcoming, and they definitely love to learn about other cultures. So yes, 100%. I completely agree to that. I've also like had a number of experiences too in that same line. So people are very welcoming. So really very true. Awesome. Right. Yes. So that's pretty much all of the questions I wanted to ask. But just last but not the least, before we finish up, are there any, let's say, any more valuable insights or information that you feel we haven't touched on, which you think will be very beneficial to, say, like a new immigrant who is looking to step into the law field in Canada?
First, I will say that because I have been going through that journey, do not listen to people who will say that you will not get a job or you will never get a job equivalent to Canadian graduate. And it's like, it's difficult, but it's not impossible. And do not let anybody crush your confidence. I've been through that phase that way have people told me that, oh, we do not understand you. The clients will not understand your accent. It's very heavy, or your English is not good. Do not listen to those people. There was a point I felt like I'm not worthy of becoming a lawyer. But do not listen to those people. Just work hard. I know that we have to struggle more as compared to the people who have studied over here. for sure, but it's just like a hard work and you will enjoy it.
Right.
It takes a time, but year by year, it for sure this profession will help you and will be more fruitful for you
Right.
in terms of success, plus in terms of like financially, it will help you. And keep on applying jobs, even though there is no job open. Just try to apply to the law firm, just try to apply to the HR. That's what I did. Like, even though there is no opening, I just directly apply to the HR. Or even though you do not get a job, just do once a week a volunteer at your college, or maybe a volunteer, get in connection with people, and one day for sure you will land a good job, for sure. And just be confident.
Right. Right. Wow. Yeah, that was really very heartfelt. I can actually feel it. So being confident and yeah, don't listen to the naysayers. Yes, for sure. Wow, that's awesome. Whoa, thank you so much, Deepika, for your time. I think it's been time well spent, and I learned a lot as well. And I'm sure that somebody listening out there would have picked one or two things that they can, go implement and yeah, help them in their journey towards landing their ideal position in the law field here in Canada. So thank you so much for your time.
Oh, my pleasure.
I appreciate it. Yeah, awesome. Okay. All right, thanks everybody for watching, and I hope you found, or you picked up a number of salient points that you can go apply, and I wish you all the best in your journey to landing your dream job in Canada as an immigrant. So thank you, and have a nice one. Bye. Hello, this is Franklin here. I hope you found that interview session very insightful, just like I did. So to get a collection of more ideas, recommendation, and even a guide on how you can land your dream or ideal job as an immigrant to Canada, be sure to check out my new ebook. It's titled Crack the Dream Job Code. So for more information about the book and to get a link, see the description of the video below. Thank you.